Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about awful managers slash team leads slash supervisors at Walmart. I guess they're all the same now. I guess they're all considered different types of managers. Either way, it's going to be discussed on some terrible ones that I have worked under and still continue to work under. If you are new here, by the way, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video when you're notified. It would mean so much to me if you could, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment. I always like to respond to you guys because, oh my gosh, you guys like typing a comment, like that means like the world to me. You have no idea. Anyway, so in this video, like I said, I'm going to be talking about the bad managers that I've had while working at Walmart. So this is kind of like a tales from retail almost. I know I've seen those on Reddit, and I'm pretty sure you've seen those probably like on YouTube videos or anything, but this is pretty much kind of like it. So my tale from retail here, I'm going to start off with managers. Okay, Walmart managers are literally, I don't even know. They can either be really hardworking or they don't do work at all. Like, I don't understand really, because it's like this weird spectrum that they have. Either you're extremely hardworking. Now, don't get me wrong, I worked in Cap 2 and in OGP in the summer, Cap 2 right now. I had a manager in OGP, we'll just call her Trina. Trina was, that's not her real name. Trina was very hardworking. Well, not very hardworking, but like she worked hard and she was pretty much a manager. No one really complained about her. She was nice. She was, you know, business etiquette with all of us. Like, it was totally fine. So no one really like complained about her or anything. I mean, as long as you do work and, you know, and you don't like bust down on us, like, we're gonna be totally fine with you. And the same thing with my current manager right now on Cap 2. We'll just call him Reynold or whatever. Anyway, he's a very hardworking man and he's always like super busy. Honestly, I don't know like why he needs to be that busy, but we honestly greatly appreciate it. He always does the work. He's always rushing around, and you know, he deserves that money, and you know, we always appreciate him. And yeah, I mean, sometimes we don't always agree with what he says, but at the very end of the day, you know, at least he does his work. So there's that. And like I said, so there's the workers at Walmart that, you know, are managers that actually do their job. And you know, you can't say much about that. You know, you do your job and you're a hard worker, totally fine. And that's on the one end of the spectrum, because on the other end of the spectrum is the managers and team leads, supervisors, I don't know what you want to call them, that don't do anything. And I never really understood it, because it's just, it would always be so confusing as to why they wouldn't do anything. I don't know why. Like, okay, so I will have you some stories here, because I always get like so frustrated when I talk about these types of people. So we had team leads, and I'm not going to mention who they are, like I said, or what like team they were, Cap 2 or OGP or whatnot, because I know Walmart, like, I think like a couple months ago they redid their whole entire structure, so I'm not going to like mention who it is. But anyway, there would be some team leads, supervisors, manager, I don't really know what they are. I think they're like below the assistant manager, but they would still watch you and be your boss. But anyway, so team leads at Walmart make $20 an hour, which is really good if you consider that, especially where I live. I live in a really small town. It's, you know, like $20 an hour, that's pretty good actually for this small town. So you would think $20 an hour that you would be picking up the slack, you know, doing work and all of that, and respecting, you know, your workers, but no. So we had two like supervisors, we're gonna call them supervisors, okay? I'm not even sure like what their proper terms are at this point anymore. We're gonna call them supervisors. Should I call them managers? No, because they're not like, they don't have like the manager title, but like they're right under and they're still the boss of us. But anyway, so let's just say these two. So I remember one of them, we'll call her Freddie. I don't know, that just popped up on my name. And then we'll call the other one Lucy. Again, I'm just popping up with these names. I have no don't get me wrong. So Freddie was like a chill type of person. And although she didn't really do like that much work, she was very chill. She wasn't like super duper strict, especially with the dress code, because Lucy was pretty strict with the dress code. But anyway, so Freddie was chill. She doesn't, it's like whatever, like she would watch us as long as we were doing work. It was perfectly fine, essentially. And we really liked that. A lot of us workers were like, oh, that's like totally fine. Like even though she wouldn't be doing work, at least she wasn't busting down on us. Like she wasn't coming down on us and being like, why aren't you guys doing that, do this, do that, and all of that, like, and then telling us, oh, you can't be doing this, you can't dress like this, you whatnot. It just, you know what I mean? Like, at least she wasn't doing that. So everyone like tolerated her, and we were like okay with her, and we were perfectly fine. This other one, Lucy, she is a different story. Okay, she doesn't really like do anything. Okay, she did not do a single thing, and I think everyone on the team knew that she hated her job. And yeah, she definitely hated her job. I'll say that, because I remember that she wanted to leave the position, but you have to like work at 6 months in that position in order to leave. So she wanted to leave, but she couldn't because she was there for only 3 months as a lead supervisor, manager, whatever. But you could tell that she did not want to be there, because she never really helped out the top manager, we'll call, the Reynolds. She never wanted to help him out, or like really any other manager. And typically when you're a lead, you're supposed to be, doing work and whatnot. And I feel like she did the bare minimum and stuff. And she was always like super strict for no reason. For example, I remember when, at least like beforehand, a lot of people would wear like sweatpants and stuff, because if you're in the back, or you're just stocking, or you're taking stuff out, it doesn't matter. Like no one really cares like if you're wearing sweatpants or not. Like I know customers who did not care. They're not gonna be like, oh, this is so unprofessional. And I will be making a video on Walmart's like dress code policy and the customers as well, because those two are separate topics that I gotta discuss. But anyway, I know that like I was wearing sweatpants, like, and I remember wearing them one day, and Lucy would just like, you're not allowed to wear those, right? No one cares, and I see a bunch of other people wearing them. And she would just come down and she would be like, don't wear those ever again, because it's an unprofessional look. Love, we work at Walmart. Okay, honey, we work at Walmart. I'm stocking shelves. I am taking out groceries to their cars. We work at Walmart. Okay, we work at Walmart. Okay, no one cares. No one is going to be like, oh my gosh, that worker over there, she's wearing sweatpants, and that is so unprofessional. Like, no one cares, okay? And thing was that Freddie never cared, okay? And I've never even seen my top like boss managers even care. So when the moment that she said that, I was like, oh, okay. But the thing is that I don't own many jeans, actually. And I know that throughout my like high school career, throughout high school, like I would wear a lot of leggings and stuff, because those were easy and those were much cheaper than jeans. And also like quarantine has been hitting me, so I don't even think I can fit into my high school jeans. So yeah, I gotta go lose that. But I only had like these other two like jeggings really, and the moment that she told me you can't wear these sweats and like these leggings and stuff because it's an unprofessional look, well, I switched to these jeggings, and let me tell you something. I wore these like camo green. They weren't like the camo print, but it was like that navy, like no, not navy, that dark green look. You know what I mean? Pants, and I wore those. They kind of look like Kim Possible pants almost. Kim Impossible, whatever. Anyway, I wore those, and let me tell you the amount of days I wore those. okay? I wore those jeggings 10 days straight because I did not have jeans, okay? And I just feel like that is disgusting to all of our customers and all of our workers and to me, okay? Because I, okay, could not be affording these jeans until the next paycheck. And also, I didn't want to get new jeans when I figured, like, oh, I have them at home, I just need to lose my quarantine weight. Because everybody gained weight during quarantine. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people did. And also, like, I'm growing up and I bought those jeans like in ninth grade and stuff, so I was like, okay, well, it doesn't matter, like, whatever. But I remember wearing jeggings for 10 days straight just because she made this comment, when she herself was the only one that made this comment. Not even like my top boss Reynolds made comments like this. Not even when I wore leggings did Trina ever make comments like this, okay? Again, like I said, all these names are fake and stuff, but I just have to, like, remember them. But yeah, not even Trina would make comments like this whenever I wore, like, leggings or whatnot. Like, everybody did not care. Like, oh, I think I did have one person in OGP care that I was wearing leggings, but honestly, she was kind of sexist because she was also a DM, a department manager, and she, like, really came down on me for my leggings, even though they were black leggings, whatnot. She said they were also unprofessional. But then there would be, like, this guy coworker that I worked with, and he would wear sweatpants, but she never said anything to him, which was so confusing. I don't understand. I don't know. Like, he would wear sweatpants literally the day I was working. He was wearing them, and he walked past her and she never said anything to him, but then she, like, said something to me, so I never understood that. Whatever. But anyway, I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, whatever, it's not that big of a deal, like, I'm only working here for the summer, and, like, nobody cares. Like, I was taking groceries out, so they couldn't even see the bottom of my, like, other half the body. Essentially, they would only see from waist on up, and not even waist on up, it was more like elbows on up for some cars. So it was very confusing. I never really understood it, but like I said, that's a different video that I'll make. But anyway, so moving on to, like, what they actually do. Well, Lucy literally didn't do anything. I remember when Reynolds would need help, and, like, he was, like, really, like, pulling all this stuff out, like, all the, I don't know if you noticed, but, like, in the back we have, like, pallets and stuff, and they would have, like, all the stuff on there. Well, I remember I think, like, they said, like, one of the pallets was, like, too big or something, and something was, like, falling or whatnot, and he was just trying to get everything out, and Lucy just stood there and she didn't do anything. She did not do anything, like, nothing, like, zilch, nothing, okay? And everyone was watching her and being like, what the heck, why are you not helping out? Yeah, like, we were all talking about it behind her back. We were like, why was she not helping out and stuff? And she would constantly tell us, you can't do this, you can't leave cardboard on the floor, but not really providing bins or other Topstock carts or even L carts to help us. And it was so confusing. I literally could not understand it. I don't understand, because, like, I just feel like if you're making $20 an hour, you should be helping out. I'm just saying, you should be. You're making $20 an hour, and we're making a little over half of what you're making. We're making $11 an hour, and you're making $20. There should be some help. Just, I don't understand. But anyway, so, like, she would just stand there, she would walk around, and literally when we were being so pressed, like, I remember the days leading up to Christmas, we were so pressed and rushed, and everything had to go out in, like, this timely manner, blah blah blah, whatnots. It had to be so fast. And I remember she would, like, walk down the aisles and, like, not do anything. And then whenever we're zoning, because you have to zone, we always zone at 9, so the hour before we close, that's when you pull everything up to the front. Literally, and I'm not even gonna joke with you guys, literally, we are being pressed as we're stocking and zoning, and she would just walk. That's it. That's literally it. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you want to tell us, listen, you have to get this thing done, and you have to get that other thing done, and you need to stock this, and this has to be the time limit, but then you don't help. Like, it never, like, went in my mind. Like, I don't understand. Like, you're making $20 an hour. Love, you're making $20 an hour. Okay? That is more than some nurses are getting paid, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Love, I really don't understand. Anyway, and a lot of us would complain about her actually. And I remember one of my coworkers, he actually spoke out when we were all getting into zone, and Reynolds had to talk to us about how we're not zoning fast enough and whatnot. And I remember one of my coworkers said, well, that's not really fair because your team leads don't really do that much other than walk around. Like, they could at least help out a little bit. If you're, if you think that we're slow, tell us how to be faster, like show us how to be faster. But they don't. They just tell us this stuff and they don't actually show us how to be faster, which is a great argument. Okay, and that's something that we were all thinking, but we were just like too afraid to say. And I'm so proud that he said that, because to be honest, yes, if you are making $20 an hour, you should be showing us how to zone faster, stock faster, do this faster, and whatnot, because it's really not that necessary for you to be telling us this. And now, if you were, like a lead supervisor or whatnot, and you didn't tell us all this, but you were chill with us and you didn't say, like, oh, you have to be fast and this and that, like, we would have been like, oh, it's whatever. Like, it's whatever. But because, like, you're saying all this stuff, but you're not providing help, that's just where the hypocrisy comes in. And, it's so unfortunate, because Walmart will literally punish you for doing the right thing. And it's crazy, because I remember this other coworker that I had, he actually got demoted. He was originally a lead and now he's just a regular worker. I think he's getting his lead job back, but Lucy replaced him. And I remember Lucy telling him, oh, well, you can have your job back pretty soon. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I remember another one of my coworkers, we'll call her Ella, or yeah, we'll just call her Ella. I don't like work with any of the people that I'm named, but we'll call her Ella. Anyway, so she throws on truck in the back. And she was saying, like, Lucy's telling me, I gotta go faster. I need to be fast. I need to throw fast and whatnot. And I'm over here getting frustrated because it is what it is. Like, I can't go any faster, especially since, like, something hit my head. And for $11 an hour, this is kind of dangerous if you think about it, because it is. If you are, it's really fast. Being on truck is very, very fast, kind of dangerous. You're lifting a lot of heavy items, and a lot of heavy items are being thrown at you, actually. In fact, she actually got something hit to her head and she was feeling a little lightheaded, actually. Like, it's very fast on the truck, and it definitely should be a $15 minimum wage, because it's very dangerous if something gets hit to your head. But anyway, she literally just stood there and told me that I was going fast, and Ella was getting super mad here and just saying, like, that's just not fair, like how she's getting paid $20 an hour and I'm only getting paid $11, and she's standing there and I'm catching stuff and trying to put them on pallets and whatnot. It's just not right. And it's absolutely good point, good valid point. Very true, because your team lead, like, if our top manager here is doing work, and yes, he always does work every single day, he actually does a lot of heavy lifting as well, but if he does work and stuff, like, it sets the tone. Like, there's a clear fine line of a discrepancy here. But she was like, it just doesn't make sense. And then when they had to switch her out, I was working with a guy and they switched out Ella with the guy that I was working with and partnered with to stock things. She said, I don't understand. Like, now Lucy's helping out that guy. She could have helped me out, but she didn't. So, yeah. Favoritism, managers will show you favoritism like no other. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why, and there's that. It's so ridiculous at Walmart. Like, they will do nothing. And actually, I do have another story of how some managers at Walmart literally don't do anything. Like, literally. Okay, So I know this video is getting super duper long, and honestly I might be making a separate video for this, but on it, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you guys have made it this far here, you guys need to hear this second story, because, or not second, like fourth, fifth, or whatever story, because actually this one pissed me off because it affected me, like, in a way that I was like, what the actual fuck. So I'm stalking, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, it's Christmas Eve and I gotta stock this fast. So I'm stalking the health and beauty department, and apparently there is some sort of spill that happened. It's a water spill, whatnot, and there are 2 different assistant managers there. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, one of the assistant managers, we'll call him Paul. So there's Paul and what's another name I could use? Paul and Tiffany. We'll just say Tiffany, okay? And that's not their actual names, but we're just gonna use them. So Paul and Tiffany. So Paul asks me as I'm stalking, and he knows how fast Cap 2 can be. Yeah, so he asked me, hey, can you get some paper towels? Like, I need you to clean up this mess with me. And I was like, oh, fine, whatever. So Tiffany's over there guarding the spill, because that's what you have to do. You have to get someone to guard a spill. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get the paper towels and whatnot, go back, and then I place them on the floor, and then Paul comes back. And as I meet Paul, because I'm going to go back to get some more paper towels, and I meet him halfway to the place from the spill to the paper towels, and he's like, oh, is it like cleaned up or something? And I said, no, I'm just gonna go and get some more paper towels because I'm a hard worker. That's why. Okay. I feel like you don't be a hard worker. Just don't. So he also has paper towels in his hand, and I'm like, oh, that's great. Like, he's gonna help out. So I grab and get more paper towels and stuff, and as I'm walking back to the spill, I see them cleaning up, and I'm like, yes, they're cleaning up, they're helping me out, that's great. I see both Jeanette and Paul. So anyway, I see them cleaning up, and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, this is so great. And the moment I get to that spill, they get up. Because they want me to clean it up. They get up. Like, the moment they see me and they get up. They're like, oh, okay. And then they get up and they're just talking about their houses. Like, they literally just start talking about their houses and this new house that she wanted to buy and whatnot. And they're like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And as I get up and stuff, I'm like, you know what? Like, I ain't cleaning this shit up anymore. I'm just gonna say I'm done. This woman hands me all of the dirty paper towels straight up to me for me to throw away. Like, either of you guys couldn't have thrown it away as you were talking about your house. Like you guys just stood there watching me clean, basically. You guys stood there, and the trash can ain't even that far away. But no, they stood there because they didn't want to walk the extra mile. Not even a mile. It was like 3 feet. That was literally it. They stood there for 2 minutes, basically, as I'm literally cleaning this, and they decided to hand me all this disgusting paper towel with, like, all the dirt and everything on it. I literally had to go to the bathroom to wash my hands because I was not going to deal with this. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me, because you just stood there, and I couldn't even do it. Like, I was like, wow, these managers are really something. So it just shows you there are a lot of managers who literally don't do anything. I don't understand, and they're salaried even. So, and I heard that Walmart, like, assistant managers can make up to like $40K to $45K a year. By the way, that's pretty good from where I live in this town. $45,000 is pretty good living in this town. So to me, like, this is just crazy how Walmart literally will play favorites. They don't hire the best people. Let's be honest here. And the managers, either you will have really hardworking managers, or you will have really shitty managers there's really like no in between, honestly. I mean, maybe there might be an in between kind of person, but like Freddie was an in between kind of person because she didn't really like do anything, but she also wasn't like strict and harsh with us and whatnot, and she didn't treat us like crap. So she's like the only in between, but either way, like, but I would consider her as like a good manager. So just remember that when you work at Walmart, you will have some awful ass managers, awful, absolutely awful, and you will also have some amazing managers who actually do work, or they just let you do your own thing because they realize that you're a worker and that you're going as fast as you can. Who would have thought? But anyway, that is my story for today. That is Walmart. This is Walmart's managers, and I really think that Walmart needs to step up with their manager game because $20 plus an hour is just not okay if you have managers who don't do anything. But it's also really good if you have people who actually do their jobs and help out and become actual leaders. So there's that. Those are my stories. I will also make videos on like the dress code that they have, and customers, because I've also got some stories about that. But honestly, I feel like at any job it's the manager that makes or breaks it, because not even all the customers that I've had were that bad compared to managers. And maybe it's because like I associate and talk more with the managers, but I mean, I think that's probably like the only reason why. But I genuinely feel like the customers, like some of them are just, most of them are average. You got some rotten ones and some that are really, really sweet and amazing. Most of them are just average. And there's that. I just, with the managers, like honestly, those different types of managers can be a make or break for a job. Like, I'm not even joking. It's not even like the work that we have to do. A lot, like I've talked about it with a lot of my coworkers, it's not even the job that we have to do, it's really just the managers. And if you are a manager or a team lead, supervisor, shoot, even if you're a store manager and you're watching this, please, please, please understand that we too are also workers and that we are not robots, and that many of your workers are actually just trying to do their job, and they don't really need someone breathing down their neck or telling them that they aren't working hard enough, when in reality chances are they're probably working hard enough, because this might be the only job that they have. So they don't want to lose it, duh. But just try and understand it from their perspective, and understand that sometimes things will not always come into the timeline. I mean, for real, like I'm not even joking. Sometimes they do. You never know, because sometimes like the aisles will be super busy and you have to wait for customers to pass through. You can't yell at your own workers for saying you're going too slow when we would all have to wait, and if all that time adds up, you know, it's just, yeah. And like we're obviously not going to stock everything in time if we have to constantly wait for customers and show customers the way. I remember during like the days leading up to Christmas, literally I would have like a customer asking me every 5 minutes where something was, and I would remember having to wait for them to pass through so I can stock something on the shelves. Please do not rush us like that, because we're trying to help out the customer, and unless you don't want us to like be nice to them, then you know, don't tell us that we're going too slow. So there's that. There is what I wanted to say. Please understand that we're also human, and that we too also have issues and problems. Like some of us might have health problems, some of us might be new, and some of us might not have even been trained. There you go. And some of us are just trying their best, and we're trying to get used to it, because you can't just throw someone into the Viper's Den and expect them to have it all figured out. You just can't do that. So if you are a manager, lead, supervisor, please make sure that you understand your workers and try to be reasonable with them. Don't be like lenient, and don't be strict. Be reasonable with them. There's that, and that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will be posting up more videos pretty soon. And actually, I'm gonna have like a new video, I think probably coming up today, on like New Year's resolutions, because although 2020 sucked, I hope that 2021 can be better. And Happy New Year's to you guys all. Like, I hope you guys have had some goals, resolutions, whatever you want. I hope you guys have had a great day and an even better year. I know 2020 was awful, and I probably will be making a recap. I'm not sure, that's kind of personal for me, but I definitely will be making a video on like a 2021 journey, like a glow up journey almost, because I'm really like trying to focus on myself for this year. 2020 has shined a lot of light onto me, and I feel like I might want to like do something in 2021. I don't know, it just depends. But thank you so much for watching this video and subscribing to my channel and whatnot. If you did, like, thank you so much, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and an even better 2021. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.